Okay.
Make sure we have several cards too.
I got plenty of cards.
Okay, you got cards? Never mind.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna run this stuff. But get back on Facebook. You guys can shoot off the box. Or on the bench.
I was making sure to set up. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna leave my gear with you. I'm gonna take just toss the why there's no on the PMX battery.
Here.
You know, here's another one. I'm gonna bring PMX stuff back. There's like half of it's missing. Okay. So that's what how we do. Oh, got more bats. One more. All right.
That's a light.
Thank you.
Here's the
What a special Christmas this is. So I'm leaving my gear so you can see it. Yay.
Fuck is right. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, we'll be following this.
Yes, keep the live view.
Okay, again, for those of you just joining us here, we are live outside Don Carter Lanes, where police say there is an active shooter situation. Now, believe it or not, there are actually fewer police cars here right now than were here about 10 minutes ago, but still quite an active scene with first responders here tonight. We are waiting for an update from Rockford Police about exactly what happened here, besides the fact that we just know there was an active shooter situation. So the questions we have: was anybody shot? If somebody was shot, how serious are the injuries and how many were shot? Also, a big question that many of us will have: is this shooter in custody? Is there more than one shooter? And if they're not in custody, what do people at home need to know? So we will be asking all of these questions here tonight.
Brody Lee died?
From Rockford Police when they come out and brief us. But for the time being, we are just going to show you what we can see right now and just give you as much information as possible. Alpine at East State is blocked to traffic, so you will not be able to come down Alpine heading west down East State Street.
Say, Chris, and I just want to hop in here. 13 News reporter William.
Please do.
We have team coverage out here. So I just drove in from Alpine. So that light technically is not blocked, so it does look a little deceiving, but at the time you can drive past the light when I came down this way, but just a little bit further, I'll try to point you down that way. You can see that one flashing light in the distance, so you can't travel much further past the light of the state, but you still can go up and turn right or left at that point. Just as far as a traffic standpoint, I know it's a very major intersection, so as far as traffic is concerned, you can get up to Alpine, but you can't get any further. So if you are going to go any further down East State, you're going to need to find an alternate route here.
And Will, when you came down, you came down about 10 minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes
10
ago.
to 15, you're right.
When you were driving down, what did you see from your point of view heading down Alpine?
Well, heading down East State, I came down East State and came from Alpine. All you can see from the top of the hill, as you can see, I'm pointing over here, it comes down a hill. All you can see is just a major, just a glimmer of light of both flashing red and blue, and I was out at the scene by the Heritage Credit Union, which is just about a mile further up the road here, and this is pretty akin to the police presence we saw out there. And I heard you mentioning earlier just how large this police presence is, and that's the only other event in recent Rockford history that I can remember had this kind of presence at it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like Will was explaining, it is just a sea of first responders here. I came from the opposite direction. I was down East State Street, so coming from the other way, heading east. And as we came around the bend, could see just the sea of police cars that were there. And at that point, we saw the information from Rockford Police on Twitter that there was an active shooter situation here. Again, no more information beyond that. I did see Rockford officers on the balcony of Don Carter Lanes with flashlights. It looked like they were searching for something.
Oh, my bad.
Potentially some evidence there.
Right, and it's hard to see from this angle here, but we can
I've
see
been out
through the
tweeting.
glass
I
there
thought
are
I was on the
multiple
other
officers
one.
in that
My bad.
upstairs balcony area.
Which is encouraging then. If you're talking
Sorry,
about an
back
active
to
shooter
other stuff.
situation
More
and
important
there are
stuff.
police inside,
Well,
that's a
not
good
more
sign.
important.
And while we don't want to
What a
speculate
crazy
by
day.
any means, when officers are only outside, that's typically not a good sign. So when we have officers inside the building where they said there's been an active shooter, we are hoping that that means the situation is finally under control here.
Correct, and like you said, even since I've been here for about 15 minutes, there have been, I would say, at least a handful of squad cars that have left the area.
Yes, and that just shows you again the magnitude of this response here, because there are fewer cars here, police cars, Illinois State Police, ambulances than were here, and there's still so many first responders here right now. It's an incredible scene.
I know, and especially all these first responders. I know I came
Sorry,
up
there's
from,
a lot of stuff going
like
on,
I
guys.
mentioned earlier, up from East State and Alpine, and all these officers are still armed. One had a rifle when I came out, so obviously still a very dangerous situation. If you are in the area, make sure you're avoiding it at all costs. Like I said, a little bit of that technicality with how traffic is blocked off at East State and Alpine, but just in general, if you can avoid this area, make sure you're doing so at all costs. This is a heavy police presence, and they are looking for as much space as they can have right now.
And that's really key, Will, because we want to make sure that people know, this is not some place where you should be coming to look and observe. They had tweeted out on Rockford Police Department's Twitter page that there's a media staging area, but that is not for the public. We will give you the information. We will bring you the information. Police need the space right now to do their job, and that's what we are trying to do. That's why we are across the street. You can see that police tape is blocking the entire building of Don Carter Lanes right now. So I see it looks like an investigator there talking with deputies.
Yeah, deputies, I can't tell if there are some civilians in there perhaps being interviewed as well. If you're looking towards the shooter's sign that's about middle of the screen here behind the black squad car from McChesney Park. Looks like there's about 6 or so people there gathered there right behind the tape, or right on the outside of the tape that's with that barrier.
So I did have other people asking as well, I noticed on this Facebook feed, about if Don Carter Lanes was supposed to be closed because of COVID-19 and the mitigations. That is another question that we do plan to ask the Rockford Police Department. We do know that while there is a pool hall, off-track betting, and bowling alley here, there is also a bar that potentially serves food, so I'm not sure if people are allowed to come in and pick up food. So we're going to hopefully learn more information about what regulations were in place for this facility here tonight and what exactly transpired in general. There are just a lot of questions right now that we do not have the answers to. There are a lot of questions anytime you're talking about an active shooter situation. So we will ask all those questions to police. We were told about 20 minutes ago or so now that we would have a briefing from police, and that would be Chief of Police Dan O'Shea. We have not heard from him yet. We hope to hear from him soon to give us an update, but again, we imagine police are very busy right now, still interviewing witnesses, collecting evidence, and handling this scene of what at least was and could still be an active shooter situation.
And that's right. When we talk about getting more information from Police Chief Jan O'Shea, I have seen Michelle Markham, who runs the media for the Rockford Police. She has walked around here a little bit, but we asked her, she said she doesn't have an idea yet as to when any more information will be available to us. As you well know, we'll be right here on Facebook to get that information for you as soon as it's available. But as of right now, we don't have any idea when Police Chief Jan O'Shea will be over here to talk to us and give us an update on this situation, which will hopefully answer a lot of questions that Kristen's already brought up. I think mainly on the mind of a lot of people is if there's an active threat to the community. Like you mentioned, there are some people inside Shooter's Bar and Grill and Don Carter Lanes, which is encouraging. Obviously, that's not a telltale sign.
Some officers inside.
Right,
Yes,
exactly.
right.
It's not a telltale sign or anything that is concrete, but it is, like you mentioned,
It's encouraging.
Yes, exactly the word.
It's an encouraging sign to see. I will also mention I did make a phone call to the Winnebago County Coroner, Bill Hintz, and he told me over the phone just a few minutes ago that he has not been called here. So whether that means that there are no fatalities or not, at least at this point, the coroner hasn't been called. And we know that when the coroner does get called, that there are then reported fatalities. But at this time, he has not been called to the scene. So we will continue to stay in touch with him
Interesting.
as well and wait for those updates from police to see if that is in fact the case. Obviously, everybody hoping that whoever was inside during this active shooting is safe and okay, but we just don't know those answers right now.
Yeah, you're right, Kristen. So that's about all the information that we have for the moment. We're just going to keep giving you this live look here. If anything else changes or anything else develops as we are here, we'll make sure to check in with you, looking at your comments and so on and so forth.
Yes, the
And we do
dryer
get more
is done.
answers,
Thank you.
We will give them to you. Obviously, this is something that's front of mind for the community, and we understand that. As soon as we get information, we will give that to you as soon as we have it. So we'll continue to give you this live look here.
Hey!
But as we mentioned a lot of times, stay away from this area. Don Carter Lanes is
Hey,
the intersection
John
of
Galt.
State and Alpine. The intersection is technically open.
Did you used to send in TTS donations to
Do we have any further idea of when police use damage?
Revenge of the Sis? Because I was listening to a clip of them a few days ago, and I heard your name come up.
Clearly, they are very busy, and we understand that. This is anytime you have a scene like this, you know that law enforcement is busy.
Please let me know.
We are trying to be patient. We ask that you be patient as well until we get the Rockford Police Department and Chief of Police out here to answer some questions for us tonight. We know a lot of you have questions. We have questions too. We are going to do our best to quickly get those answers for you. But in the meantime, as Will was saying, just avoid the area. That is the best thing that you can do right now.
So we'll continue to give this live look, but Chris and I are going to step away for a minute here and just kind of let the situation breathe. Like I said, if anything does develop, either on scene or information-wise, we'll be sure to speak up and update you here. Thank you.
All right, never mind. I don't know. Should be pretty loud. We're not sure. Oh, they turned off the sound. Oh, no, they didn't. Never mind. Huh. Was this Tia business? What, Susan? I'm not trans. Guys, trying to figure out, there's unconfirmed reports of deaths and injuries.
Did you get the shooter yet? Did you get the guy yet? And they said he's still inside. They don't know. They don't know if he killed himself or if he's just barricaded in there, but they're not going in yet. Because I can walk over it.
All right, did we hear that? Someone said that they're not sure if he's dead, they're not sure if he's barricaded, but that the person is inside the bowling alley.
On here, yeah, but...
Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of hard to hear because it was someone way off camera. But I'm going to go get my better headphones so that I can hear everything because these headphones, I miss a lot of the stuff. They're the stereo's broken, so it's just mono in both ears now. But the other one I have stereo. And
so just for those of you just tuning in here, I know there's a lot of you coming in and out here.
All right, I'll turn
we
this up.
are on East State Street by Don Carter Lanes for what police have confirmed to be an active shooter situation. Unfortunately, we really don't have a lot of details other than that. We have been on scene here for over a half hour. What we can tell you is that there has at least, it's hard to believe from the number of squads, cars we are showing you here right now, but a few squad cars, at least a handful, have left the scene since. But there are no other details other than Rockford Police saying that this is an active shooter situation. make sure you're avoiding the area. The intersection up here, you can see towards the
There's a shooter
very
every night.
background of this.
All right, hold on.
East
Give me a
State and
second.
Alpine. You technically can go to that
Gonna
intersection.
unplug for a second.
Left, right, or wherever you need to go, but you can't go any
Left or
further.
right?
You can barely see the flashing lights in the furthest background that you can see in this picture. But that is a police car pretty close to the intersection of Alpine and East State. So just make sure you're avoiding this area. Very active situation right now. 13 News anchor Christian Crowley and I have been here on scene for a while now. Sorry, what's that?
We're just gonna go down here once these trucks come in this way.
Okay, so you'll tell us when you can start heading down that way? Thank you. That's just Michelle Markham, media officer for Rockford Police Department. So she says that she will start motioning us over when it is time to go and have that press conference with Police Chief John O'Shea. That's where we're going to get the most up-to-date information that we can have. Hopefully that largely will answer the question that's going to be in front of everybody's mind, is if there's an active threat, to the community right now. So that answer is not available to us right now. If any casualties, injuries occurred at this point. Christian Crowley said earlier that she did get in touch with Bill Hintz, Winnebago County Coroner. He has not been contacted yet at the time of that phone call. That is not a concrete, evidence to say that no one has been injured here. But that is at least one encouraging sign. Another encouraging sign is that there are police officers inside. That there are police officers inside this building to call back to an event that happened just about a year ago, and just about a mile from here at the Heritage Credit Union. Shows the example of that. If there are officers inside the building, that is generally at least an encouraging sign. To that point, with the event I'm referring to is the Heritage Credit Union, where there was a hostage crisis at that point. Obviously, all the officers outside at that point.
Okay, all right, it's back. I was gonna be like, what the hell is going on, dude?
Here.
Okay.
And that's to that.
Yep. I'll get set up for Chief.
Do we know where he's going to set up there?
Closer to the bank, 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
All right. So that is something we're learning now. This update from Police Chief Jan O'Shea expected to come within the next 5 to 10 minutes. We will have that for you live here on Facebook Live. Like I said, that'll hopefully be at the time where we figure out a little bit more information here. Like I said, most pertinently, if there is an active threat to this community. In the meantime, just make sure you're avoiding this area. Don Carter Lane's just right on East State Street, right by the intersection of East State and Alpine. So make sure you are avoiding that area at all costs. At all costs.
Okay.
As you can see, here's still a very active situation here. This is what Rockford Police have confirmed to us was the scene of an active shooter situation earlier this evening. 13 WRX has been here on scene for over a half hour, getting close to an hour now. Not a lot of details available to us outside of what I just told you. Just make sure you're avoiding this area right here by Don Carter Lanes on East State Street, right next to the intersection of East State and Alpine. As you can see, still dozens of cars, if not over 100 at this point, for law enforcement. Old District, State Police, McChesney Park, Rockford, Loves Park. I saw a Duran car, a Pecatonica car. This is a lot of districts responding here tonight. We will have an update from Police Chief Jan O'Shea. We will have more information here hopefully in just a few minutes. It does appear for the first time here there is traffic going the other way. This does not appear to be law enforcement. This does appear to be civilian traffic. This may be people from the bowling alley, so please don't take this as an admission to now have traffic flowing through here. That is something we have not seen as cars flowing through this area, so that is just something to keep in note. Like I said, this could very well be people at the bowling alley being released to go home. So I wouldn't take this as anything more than that at the time, for the time being.
Oh, damn. What's up, everybody? Hold on. Hold on to me.
Shooters was open. With the
I won't be wearing a bulletproof vest. I'm not a pussy.
it's like a garage door
Right.
right there, so that could legally be open because of the deck and everything.
I'm trending? Yay! Shoot everyone!
So you see even some more law enforcement officers here. Just this is now the second Loves Park squad car to now go out of here. The last half hour that we've been here, we have seen a number of squad cars start to leave. I know, like I said a couple times, it's almost hard to believe seeing just the sheer number of squad cars here and first responders here. But a few have started to leave, giving at least some optimism that the scene here is de-escalating. Obviously not a lot of details known right now. All we know is what RPD has told us, and that is that this is the scene of an active shooter.
I want the
situation.
money, you cunt!
So like I said in that, we do not know any other details at this time. We are here supposedly hearing from Police Chief Dan O'Shea here in just about 5 minutes or so, perhaps even less at this point.
Now watch, I will eat bread.
That is the current situation we have here. You see even a K9 here walking. It's probably hard to see in the background here. Giving to the sheer amount of law enforcement here on scene. Like I said, a number of districts a little bit earlier here, but Rockford, obviously, McChesney Park State Police. I saw Durand and Pecatonica here earlier as well. I think a few of those officers have left since. Like I mentioned, Loves Park even leaving just a few moments ago. Now it looks like either fire department or ambulance walking in here. Looks like about 6 or so new first responders walking into the building now as we speak.
Is that a threat, cunt?
And then my phone, I had the chat silenced on my phone. But
Are you guys micing him? Yes. Okay.
I was gonna
No, I'm just gonna share one of your lives.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
Who's micing and gets it. So like who's micing it?
We're micing it.
Yep.
So, we are just a few minutes away from hearing from Police Chief Dan O'Shea here. We heard 5 to 10 minutes ago. We heard 5 to 10 minutes a few minutes ago, at least 5 minutes ago at this point. So we should be getting an update from Police Chief Dan O'Shea here in just a couple minutes. But in the meantime, just make sure you're avoiding the area here at Don Carter Lanes, right next to the intersection of East State and Alpine.
I don't suppose you can confirm that. I'm still gonna ask you.
There, call back.
Yep.
Facebook Live. We're going to be going to a new Facebook Live with the Rockford Police Chief. You can watch that on our new Facebook Live right now. Switch over to WREX TV's new Facebook Live.
All right. Look how happy they look. You probably can't see. All right.
Everyone good to go?
Yep. We good, Tim?
Good.
Okay, this evening at approximately 6:55 p.m., we received multiple phone calls for shots being fired at the Don Carter lanes here on State Street. Responding officers came to the scene. Calls were coming in. There was multiple victims. At this point, it's still an ongoing investigation. We do have 3 individuals that are confirmed deceased. We also have 3 confirmed other individuals that have received gunfire and are being treated at local hospitals. At this point, we have a person of interest in custody. That's pretty much where we're at. The officers are still working the scene. The state's attorney's office has been apprised. We're working with the business owners. They are on scene, providing all cooperation they can to help us. So right now, the ages of the victims, I don't have any of that information. Again, this is an obvious active shooter. When officers arrived on scene, the shooter was still in the building. No officers fired their weapons that we know of at this point. But the individual that we believe is responsible, and the only individual we believe at this point to be involved, we may have in custody, but it's still to be determined.
Was this a random attack?
At this point, it's all unknown. We believe it's random.
First things first, Chief, is it safe right now to be here? Is this a safe area? It's not. Sure. Can we not call it an active shooter anymore? Are we still calling it that?
We're done with the active shooter at this point. We believe we have the scene secure, and we believe person of interest in custody.
Do you know the conditions, Chief, of the people who were wounded by gunfire?
I don't have where they were shot or the locations of the wounds. There's 3 people being treated at the area hospitals and 3 confirmed deceased. We'll get you ages and further identification and further injuries, whether they're life-threatening or non-life-threatening. We'll get all that to you as we can. Obviously, it's very, very fluid, and we're doing the best we can. We'll try and get you as much information as we can when we get it.
We did hear that a child was shot, a teenager. Can you confirm that?
I do know that there are teenagers, 2 teenagers that have been shot, but I don't know the ages.
Do you have any individuals who were injured or killed? Were they workers at this place, or were they guests?
I don't know who, if anybody was working here or if they were guests or
Did the shooting happen inside, Chief?
Some inside and some outside.
Okay, was this place open? And what was open? Because technically, because of mitigations, Don Carter shouldn't be open, correct?
You know, I don't know what was occurring here. Again.
Was a weapon recovered, Chief?
I can't go into that right now.
Is the shooter of the same age, a teenager, adult?
I can't give any identification on the shooter, the age, or anything like that. Again, it's ongoing. It's very, very fluid investigation at this point.
And you had said that you think that you have the shooter, but
we have a person of interest in custody.
But you think we're safe?
We believe right now we have it contained to this area where the officers and we believe everybody out here is safe.
How much longer will this area be blocked off?
Until we conclude the investigation, everything will be shut down.
You think for hours, is it safe to say?
Absolutely hours.
Sir, are you bald?
I'm sorry?
Is there a connection at all between the shooter and the victims?
I don't have any further information on the shooter or the victims. I really don't have anything.
Do you have anything just as far as, what happened? I know you're investigating, but did someone walk in here and do it? Were they in here?
No, I don't have any further information. So that's all I got for right now. I will get back to you guys as soon as I can, but that's the most information I got.
Chief, I got one more question about the whole year when it comes to...
You're live. There you have it.
Are you glad that your question was about COVID, sir? Can someone go take that man's mail card away from him?
So you just heard from Chief O'Shea there reporting about what exactly was happening inside Don Carter Lanes. We have 3 people who were killed, another 3 who were shot. We do not know the extent of the injuries for the people who were injured, though. They were taken to the hospital. We do know that at least one of the victims is a teenager. We also don't know, however, if the people who were shot were guests at Don Carter Lanes or if they were workers. So Chief O'Shea says we should be getting some more information as they continue their investigation. This is no longer an active shooter situation. So that is important to repeat. No longer an active shooter situation. A suspect or a person of interest is in custody, who they believe was the only person involved in this shooting, but still a very active scene here. However, now they are letting other traffic come through East State Street, but Chief O'Shea said that this area would be blocked off for hours at least as they continue their investigation here tonight. So I'm going to step out of the way again so you can continue to look at the scene here tonight. Again, a massive police presence. So let's walk you through exactly what Chief O'Shea said here about what happened outside and inside of Don Carter Lanes. It was just before 7 o'clock this evening when somebody with a gun opened fire inside Don Carter Lanes. 3 people were shot and killed. Another 3 people were shot and injured. The conditions of those people has not been reported yet. We are waiting for more information from authorities about those conditions. But again, 3 people killed, 3 people injured. We also are waiting to find out if those people were guests inside Don Carter Lanes or if they were employees. At this point, police say they do not have that answer for us as they continue to investigate. Don Carter Lanes will remain shut down, as will this stretch of East State Street, for several hours as police continue their investigation here tonight. Illinois State Police, Rockford Police, McChesney Park, Loves Park, and Winnebago County Sheriff have all been called out here to this scene. This
it's
actually
not called
is
Winnebago
a smaller police
County.
presence than we saw here when we arrived about an hour ago. So that just shows you that the scene is starting to calm down, but it will remain active as police continue their investigation. Again, the main point to stress here is that 6 people were shot tonight at Don Carter Lanes. 3 of them killed, 3 of them injured. We will continue to make sure that we follow up on those injuries for the people who were hurt and the identities of the people who were killed here tonight. This has already been a deadly year for the city of Rockford. It has broken the record for the most murders in the city in 1 year now. So 2020, a very deadly year in the city of Rockford. These news conferences with the media updating us on these shootings, these deadly shootings, have become all too common for Chief O'Shea. He has told us in the past that the city of Rockford is dealing with a gun epidemic. Much like we're dealing, or rather, a gun pandemic, because he did compare it to the COVID-19 pandemic. So he said the city is dealing with 2 pandemics right now, the virus and gun violence.
Oh, God.
So this is just the cap on what has been an already deadly and violent year in the city.
Just to follow up on that, this is the most casualties or most people shot since the Waylo gas station shooting in May, I believe, which is something to say that the most violent shooting is just a few months ago. Seeing something on this scale, I believe only 1 person passed away at that shooting, but I mean, just that this speaks to what exactly you were talking about, Kristen, is that this has been an extremely violent year in Rockford and perhaps the most violent in its history.
Right, 6 people shot, 3 of them killed. It's an astronomical number, and any loss of life is too many when you're talking about gun violence. But this is tragic, and we had heard that there had been people shot and killed, but we had not had it confirmed from police until just moments ago. And unfortunately, when you see a scene this large, it can give you a sign that there is nothing but bad news to come from this. So if you do want to look at some positives here, no officers were injured, and they said no officers even needed to fire their weapons here to get the person of interest in custody. So
he did say to this point he does not believe that has happened. So he didn't exactly say 100%, but he did say to his knowledge at this point no one had fired their weapons. So
we are still waiting for more information from police about conditions of victims and their injuries there, and the identities of the people as well. This is going to be a difficult night, the day after Christmas, for multiple families out here tonight. Because there are at least 3 families now who have lost loved ones, and 3 more who are waiting anxiously to see the conditions and how their other loved ones are doing here tonight. Talking more about the suspect police have talked about, we do not know if there was any connection to the people inside, if this was random, if this was targeted. We believe that will all come out later on in the investigation.
It'll all come out in the wash. Sorry.
But there is just so much to unpack here tonight.
It'll all come out in the wash.
The fact that this situation is under control right now and there are still dozens of squad cars just shows you the magnitude and the seriousness of this situation. So we've been live out here now for roughly an hour or so. And if you were just joining us, we got an update from Chief O'Shea about 5 minutes ago now, explaining that 6 people were shot, 3 of them killed, 3 of them injured, and we don't know the injuries, the extent of the injuries. If they are life-threatening injuries, we could be talking about many more fatalities here tonight in what has already been a very tragic and sad night. Somebody asking, is a suspect in custody? Yes. We were told by Rockford Police that a suspect, a person of interest, is in custody, and at this point they believe that is the only person involved in the shooting, but they are doing more investigation.
And to follow up on that, they do believe that because of that person in custody, that there is no active threat here at Don Carter Lanes anymore, which we didn't know until just a few minutes ago when Police Chief Dan O'Shea gave his recent news conference. So that is also important to note. Definitely still avoid this area at all costs if you can. Police are going to still be here and working for the next several hours, as Police Chief Dan O'Shea told us. But there is no active threat to the community, according to Police Chief Dan O'Shea, which is definitely one of the things that was front of mind when we were out here for the last hour or so.
And important to add on to that, Will, that they said the public is not in any danger either around this area. So if you are at home watching this, if you're at work watching this, they have said that this person who opened fire is no longer a threat to the community. They believe they have that person in custody. Again, I am seeing comments on here, so I'm going to recap as much as I can. There are confirmed 3 people dead, 3 people injured. So it was a total of 6 people shot tonight. Again, 3 of them who died, 3 of them who are injured. And we are going to have all the information on this as well on 13 News at 10, so you'll want to be able to join us tonight. Lauren Baker is anchoring. She was down here as well, gathering information and video of the scene, so she will be able to give us the latest updated information. So if you can't stay tuned to this Facebook Live, if you need to go somewhere and you want to tune in later, just be sure to tune into 13 WREX at 10, or we will have that information for you.
Saying, Kristen, to go off on that continuing coverage as well. We will have a full report at 10 o'clock, but we will also continue to keep this Facebook Live updated with the most up-to-date information we have, as well as our website as well, WREX.com as well. So we will have every angle of this covered, and we will have everything updated as soon as we can, but we will have a comprehensive report that you were just talking about here at 10 o'clock here.
So we are going to keep this Facebook Live running, and we'll bring you updates as we need to. But as of right now, we have the updates that we have been given tonight that we believe will be the majority of the updates we'll have, and it is that there was a shooter who went into Don Carter Lanes tonight and shot 6 people, killing 3 of them, injuring 3 more. Those 3 injured were taken to the hospital. You could see officers in the balcony conducting their investigation, looking for evidence. Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea saying police will be here 4 hours, so you're going to want to avoid this area on East State Street. just outside of Don Carter Lanes. The suspect is in custody. They believe there was only one person at this time involved in the shooting. We're going to let you take a look at this right now, and we'll be sure to update you with more information.
Yup, drug deal gone bad. Because one of the questions that the reporter asked, and it was such a pussy question, was, well, because of restrictions, why was or how was the bowling alley open? And you're like, I don't know, because people can go inside the buildings that are closed. But
For those of you just tuning in here to this Facebook Live, 13 News reporter William Engels here, both 13 News anchor Kristen Crowley and I giving you team coverage out here at Don Carter Lanes. Rockford Police Chief Jan O'Shea says that 6 people were shot here in an active shooter situation. 6 people shot,
on the coke,
3
Tony.
people dead, and 3 people injured. Though the severity of those injuries are not known at this time. You see a very active scene still here. I'd say about a third of the active police force here has left since I got here on scene about an hour ago, but still a lot of investigations still taking place here. Still a number of police districts from Rockford Police to ISP as well. A few of the other precincts have left here since then, such as Loves Park, Peckertonica, Duran, but this was a very serious situation here. At this point, Rockford Police do say they have someone in custody and say that there is no active threat to the community. I'm going to take a second to put this camera here on the tripod, so excuse me here for just a moment.
Okay, hold on. Completely unrelated, but this looks like it could be a couple
Excuse me,
of
thank you
charts.
for giving me a moment there to get my camera on the tripod there. It does look like some traffic is starting to come through
Yes,
here
we can
on
see
the
it,
State
you
by
stupid
Don
cunt.
Carter Lanes. You can see that coming through. You'll see a few cars come through right now. So it looks like both lanes of westbound traffic and one lane of eastbound traffic as of right now are still coming through.
Really move as one, but I think it's going to come down to when it really matters.
Him who or my phone or just a mix of the two. Is my audio okay right now? Just curious, guys. Hey Renee, how you doing? Somebody asked up there a second ago. Sorry about that.
No, your audio's terrible.
Our plans are. Doesn't sound like him who's going to DC. I physically won't go to DC, but some of mine and Chris's friends are going to go up there and hopefully film as me. Not. They're not going to dress up as me, of course, but they'll have my authorization to film from there.
Holy
anyway.
shit.
But is my audio okay right now, guys?
No, your audio's terrible.
Good now. Chris is a good guy. Yeah, follow him. Who? I think he's trying to get his Facebook back up, doing better on that one there. TikTok's kicking it. Audio is not good, Mr. Bill. Oh, son, why is my audio not good? Microphone's right there. Wi-Fi's not that good, but that shouldn't really be messing up with my audio here. Let me check my audio settings here, just because I'm
Mass shooting is more than 3 or 4. There was 6.
audio thing off. guys telling me my audio is better.
Your audio's shit.
Well, that's just my voice. My voice is generally scratchy.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
God.
I'm hoping it's getting a little bit better. Please stop. Sugar. The volume went away. It's better. You guys are okay. Make up your mind. Anyway, if somebody else wants to come on or whatever, we'll turn it into a Q&A. And I just wanted to come on and do the Bible thing, and then saw Chris on there.
The Bible thing?
In a while, so like you say, usually when the Patriots get out there together, I'm not sure if any you guys from Oregon or any of our events out there. Let me know if I have seen you out there. Anyway, we're so busy out there, unless we get to some event or something like that early enough and get acquainted. Usually it's right to flag waving, right to speeches, or this,
No one can hear you.
You have headphones? Okay, hopefully the audio is better. It's just weird that it was not working so good. If somebody else wants to come on to talk about something that's on their mind, feel free. Worst case, I just want to test my audio, see if the audio works. It's bad for when I do a dual screen or whatever, but click on the join button if you guys want to. On there.
What a boomer.
You don't be Antifa or BLM, but
All right, let's just check. We're getting towards the end of this. Nothing's really going on. We're not going to find much.
Have you guys been to any rallies or anything like that? Like Chris was saying.
Oh my God! Stop. Can't even hear you, you asshole. All right, hold on.
I'm good. Good, thanks. I like Austin, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to call you. I kept telling the kid, call and tell her. But yeah, you're such a dumbass.
Well, Merry Christmas.
You asshole! Fish.
Answer my call, you
wishes
cunt.
you Merry Christmas as well.
Merry Christmas, Joe. I don't know.
Is that Patrick Mahomes? No, that's a
400 view bots, 70 real viewers.
I don't know if I can answer both of them.
Whoops, no, answer it. No, that was my mistake, Blackbird. I accidentally called you on Google Voice. I'm trying to order you a fucking Uber right now. I can't figure it out. How to pickup location, because they want to use GPS and like, oh, this is where you at. That's your pickup. No, I put your pickup location.
This is the worst thing ever. Fuck it. see what this fucker's up to. Yes. Oh, good.
Let's go. All right, guys, come on. Let's do this. We're going to absolutely destroy another killer shadow boxing session. Right now, you're in the middle of the ring. You're setting the pace. You're throwing jabs. You're moving around. You know that you're in a situation where you have to feel out your opponent. Remember, this workout is all about movement, so I want you to continuously move with footwork. Find your space with that jab. Now double it up. You know that you're starting to find your range.
Yes, arrange a call now.
Double up that jab. Again, to make your opponent think twice about moving in. You're feeling
Get
good.
me his number. I want to talk to him
Round
now.
one. You know that it's going to take everything you have to get through this fight. But you're ready for it. You're ready to go. Rip and move. Pivots. Head movement. Change your levels now. Get that jab to the body, jab to the head, and take him down a level. Never be predictable. Get in, get out. You're starting to feel good. You're starting to warm up. Things are starting to get serious, but you're ready. Come on. Throw that cross to the body.
Holy shit!
Let that 2 rip to the body. Power, speed. You're good. You're feeling alive, explosive. You're starting to figure out your range. You can do this all day. That right hand straight down the
Holy
pipe, bad
shit.
intention, speed, power, and then move. Now once you get them to drop their hands to the body, you rip that left uppercut and pop up the chin. Jab, head, body, 2 cross to the body. Left uppercut, make them think twice, and then move.
Bro.
If you have to stay in the pocket, you can do that too.
Good
You're
boy.
Good now.
Good boy. I want him in D.C. I want him in Washington. Where does he live?
Strong angles. You are
I
too
want him
good
in
to be
Washington,
touched.
D.C. with us.
So head movement, power, speed. You're loving it. You're feeling so good. Now again, make a miss. After you throw that uppercut, the left hook is coming back. Get under it. The left hook is coming back. Get under it.
The left hook's coming back.
Pick up the speed. Fast hands. Get under it. Never let them see what direction you're turning. They think left, you move right. Pivot off. You can stay in the pocket. You're confident now. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're feeling good. Now add in the right hand. After you duck to the right, rip that right hand. When they're throwing that left hook, you're going to come up and counter with the cross. Now
I
let her
want
rip
him in
fast
Washington, D.C. with us.
hands. Put in work, crew. Put in work. You can change angles before you throw the right hand. And then change again. Yeah, fast hands. Come on, crew. Let's go. You want to pick up the speed. Pick up the speed. Let your hands go. Put in a little more work. They can't touch you. Now let's throw in that left hook after that right hand.
From the whole time, I guess. Holy shit, go.
You see that that left hook is open. Add that left hook. Duck right. 2, 3. Move.
Long combo.
Put it to work.
That's a long combo.
One head, one body, 2. Left uppercut, duck right, 2, 3. Ah, you're feeling good now. Fast hands. Balance, power, speed. Yeah, let's go. Little break. 15 seconds. You put in work.
Let's get it.
You know what you got to do to win this fight now. You figured out your range. You see openings. You know that you're ready to go. You prepared. Every round or every exercise, every combo, you will own.
Real fast,
Let's go.
Let's get it.
An attacking round. I want you to step and throw that right hand. Attack. When they throw the jab, you attack over that jab with that right hand. And then you move a little bit of head movement after, or step out the way. They throw counter. Jab's coming out. Step, counter. You're too fast, you're too good for that jab to touch you. Let's go. Only one step back. If you take 2 steps back, you pivot or turn. Now as you step forward, throw that slip. That jab's coming out, slip the jab, cross. Slip the jab, cross. Yeah, baby. Step, slip jab, 2. The jab's still coming out, now you change it up. That's right, make them pay for missing. Boom. With that right hand straight down the pipe with some speed. Let's get it, come on, energy, attack. Slip, 2. Slip, 2, attack. That's how calm and confident you are. You know it's coming, but you don't care. You can see it all day. Slip.
How is he still doing this?
Move. Different tempos, different speed. Always accurate. You are a champion.
Let's get it.
If anyone's curious, we have like 2 times the amount of viewers watching here.
And now you counter it. Slip it. Cross. Uppercut. Bad intentions.
You came in a little late, Sabrina.
Attack, step. Cross. Uppercut. Move. Just like that. Let's go.
What up? To Sabrina, not everybody. You know what's like
guys,
all
look at that.
This is as
Too good.
cringy
Attack.
as whoever's made
Punish.
this video.
Show your strength, your endurance, your speed, your power.
Like whoever made this
Combo
video
they're
was
throwing
cringe.
that double jab is too easy for you to counter. Tap, tap, tap. Pop that head up on that 6. Right, you're gonna come over the top with that left hook. Step, 2, 6, over the top with that left hook. Again, you are a champion. You can see this combo a mile away. Attack, attack, finish. Let's go. Now put some speed behind that attack. Strong footwork. You can always change angles. Yeah, let's go. You can do this for days. Your endurance is
It's
that
his
good. How
word.
many combos you get
It's
off,
his
it doesn't
word.
matter.
They said his word,
You're
and he
never
was
gonna
able
get
to say it
tired.
back.
You're never gonna slow down.
Let's go.
You're showing resilience, speed, energy. You're never gonna slow down. Your accuracy is never gonna falter. You're always money. Always. Finish with that right hand. If they're giving you another punch after that overhand hook, you finish hard with that right hand, and then you can
Finish
pivot
hard.
off that.
Oh,
Again, because
go
you're
about
too good
go about your
to be
business,
touched.
getting ready
You
for
see
your
it a
fight.
mile away.
It's hard.
2, 6, 3, 2, pivot. Let's go.
Let's go.
Attack. Move. Slip attack.
Slip attack.
Move. Change your tempos.
Yo, Joe Budden, you missed it. We already did that. You have to go back and watch the video when it begins. The first 45 minutes of this was shooting.
You're in their ring. You have room to change position. Boom. That's right. You pivot off and go back in for the attack.
We're waiting for more updates.
This fight is yours. You know you have this. You're just putting in work. Stalking your prey. You're just waiting to let those hands go again. You see your opening, you attack again. Those lazy punches are coming
active
up.
shooter's kind of on the hold for now.
Countering.
3 dead though. 3 shot dead. It was at a bowling alley. 3 are dead. 3 are injured. The shooter was apprehended by police. They
20 seconds.
There's our update on the
spear. A little bit. But what you did in the past in these last 2 rounds, it doesn't mean anything compared to what's coming up. So all you're thinking about now is what it's going to take to keep that energy high to get you through this. Let's go. I want you to move left to right and throw a 4-punch combo. Imagine you're in the ring. Move left to right, throw a 4-punch combo with speed. Let's go. Continuously move. There is no rest. There's only movement and punches and combos. Let's do it. Come on, guys. 4-punch combo. Move. Engage. Move. Engage. Move. Engage. You got it? Let's go. You can move all day. You can throw combos all day. Anywhere, anytime. Now, 4-punch combinations times 2. Put some defense in there.
Sorry, guys. Holy shit. Yeah, man, it's fucking great. We will be checking back in probably with Rockford in a minute, but I mean the music, the speed, the tenacity, the courage. Oh shit! Fuck. Anyways. So they're doing a great protest, it looks like, in Portland, possibly in a few minutes. So that might be fun. Apparently they're remembering the Dakota Access Pipeline protests, whatever that means. And also some other news agencies now on the scene of the shooting in Rockford, but I don't know. Do you want to hear them tell the same 4 stories over and over? Or? Eh?
Nice work. I'm loving it. Come on. 20 seconds. Mix it up again. See, this is what it's all about. It's movement. It's combos. It's different patterns. Left to right, right to left, in and out, attack, retreat. It's all here, guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, switch step, non-stop. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, 1, 2, switch step, non-stop. Out, punch me. If this was a contest and you had to outwork me, show me how you would do it. Just me and you, come on. 1, 2, 1, 2, tap, tap. 1, 2, 1, 2, tap, tap. That's your rhythm. Let it go. Do not hold back. You know this combo? You remember it? Step with the slip. 2, 6, overhand 3. Rights, right hand, and pivot. There, see, now you remember, you're feeling it.
Oh, my left shoulder starting to feel it.
So we always have to be able to go back, remember different scenarios, and put those to work again, because you never know when you're gonna have to go back in and retrieve that. So let's go. Think about how it felt to throw this combination. And then show it to them again, except this time you're stronger, you're faster, they're tired, you're not. You can attack always. You are too good to slow down, too fast to get caught, too precise to miss. And just like that, we're rolling through. Deep breaths between rounds. Short rests. Remember, we're building endurance. I don't want you to think about slowing down. I don't want you to think about rest. I just want you to think about getting it done. Let's go. Step left, drag, hook. Step, hook. Step with a jab, hook. Step to the jab, hook to the right. Step, hook to the right. You got that? It is non-stop. Step with a jab, hook to your right. Ready? Go. Pop, 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 pop.
Good. He's so good.
Snap that hook across. Push off that left foot to move right. Stay on your legs. Come on. Push. Dig in. Own this. Breathe when you punch. Flex your legs when you move.
He would not name that person nor say if any charges have been filed. He did say he was working with the Winnebago County State's Attorney. Going to move the camera a little bit here so we can get a better situation for our 10 o'clock newscast, which I'm sure will be streaming here on Facebook Live as well.
So if we can, because earlier, we were French, we walked up there, and the coach was back there, you see us put lights on. They said we can't go like that.
I just walked through there and looked to get to my truck and I didn't say anything.
Okay, that's fine. The only reason we're here is when we got there, they said we got to the 100-yard front. Right. So, or we could do one stop and do another somewhere else too. So we can do so that's fine with me. See what we got this on and stuff like that, so we can start picking angles.
All right.
This one's been scripting.
All right, I'm going to give you one last recap here, and then I'm going to shut this mic off so we can get ready for our 10 p.m. newscast here. This is Don Carter Lanes in Rockford, Illinois on East State Street. We know 6 people were shot, 3 of them killed. We don't know the conditions of the other 3 that were hurt. We do know a person of interest is now in custody. We do not know who that person is or if any charges have yet to be filed. Rockford Police Chief Dan O'Shea says this is no longer an active shooter scene. It was an active shooter scene around 6:55 p.m. when that first call came in. Rockford Police ask you to avoid this area. This is East State Street, Don Carter Lanes near Linmar Court. Still, so they can continue to investigate. They do believe they will be here for several hours. I'm going to keep this Facebook Live feed up, but I'm going to shut this microphone off so I can get ready for our 10 p.m. broadcast. This has been James Stratton with 13 News.
Set up always, no matter what.
No, and see, I'm like, why does Dak stuff look so fucking crisp and perfect? Turns out he's got literally a broadcasting system.
Set up. I'm like, Dak, the best streaming stuff.
So wait, you mean to tell me you might as well be using, you could be using like a DSLR too, huh?
Yeah, should have.
But that's why I use the Sony camera, is because it's got a gimbal built into the camera.
Right.
But the DSLR would just be like.
But you could get a DSLR on a gimbal too, huh? If you wanted.
Sorry, I keep muting the mic. Yes, the attacks will keep happening. I agree with that. Anyways, I'm probably going to shut this stream off in a minute. Basically, that Rockford shooting thing is probably over for a while. Yeah, we're probably ending the stream because the shooting is kind of contained at this point, and it looks like there's a protest here in Portland tonight remembering the Dakota 38. I don't know who that is, so
Yeah, come on, your hands are fast, your shoulders burn, your legs are starting to kick a little bit, but you're...
God, I love it. I could watch that for an hour straight. It just unbridled joy. Dakota 38, right? Wait, is it a film? Oh. 38 members of the Dakota tribe. The Sioux Uprising, Dakota Uprising, the U.S. Dakota War of 1862. Basically, in Mankato, Minnesota, on December 26, 1862, 38 Dakota men were hung by the United States government. So we're going to have a... Oh, that's the shooting place. Looks like we're going to have a protest and a thing in Portland with Antifa. For something that happened 58 years ago? I'm not judging. All right. Probably come back in a few minutes with the Portland protests. I don't know. We'll see if they do anything. If they're just going to talk, I don't want to hear that. Do you? What was the Melania jacket? What did her dress say? Do you really care? I don't, or whatever. About those poor Puerto Ricans. Indians are fake. I'm starting to question if I should be coming back east and driving with you and putting my life in your hands, good boy. Starting to be concerned. Maybe I just need to drive all the way back east and kind of just, do my laughing and cheer. All right, I'm going to end the stream. Come back probably in 15, 20 minutes, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what they're doing. Who this Brody Lee wrestler that died at age 41? Yeah, that's a pretty sad story, man. Brody Lee. He's been off TV for a couple of months. He hadn't wrestled, and he's a part of AEW right now. He used to be a WWE wrestler under the name of Luke Harper. And anyways, he's like a big guy, 6'5", 6'6", or something. Big beard, kind of a shaggy looking dude, kind of scary looking guy. Wouldn't want to meet him at a dark alley type. But supposedly just a really nice guy. Was married and had like 3 or 4 kids that just, were like, his whole goal was, I guess, just to, wrestle long enough to make enough money so that he could just retire. So it's really sad. He passed away, I guess. He came down with some lung issue that wasn't related, they say, to COVID. And, passed away today, I guess, at 41. He's not like a very, wrestling fans of today know who he is, but if you're only casually following it, I don't think you would know who he is. He's kind of only been a big deal over the last 5 or 6 years. Before that he was famous, for he wasn't on national TV. He wrestled forever, but 15, 20 years, but most of it was just at local, armories or VFW halls or the Elks Lodge or middle schools. It was only within the last 5-10 years that he made it to the WWE and, started making, a couple $100,000 a year to, I think when he left the WWE, he was making like $500,000 or $600,000 a year. So I'd heard, I can't remember, but somewhere he was just talking about how he just wanted to make sure that he could pay for his kids' school and, kind of just not have to do crazy shit forever. So very, very sad situation there. All right. Yeah, like I said, we'll be back in a minute. Maybe, I don't know. Figure it out. Christmas is the time to say I love you. Yeah, 41. I'll show you. This was him here. Oh, hold on.
Good start here. Good strategy. Go at him. Good offensive flurry by Cody in the early going to not let this monster of a man get untrapped. Brody Lee with a drop kick. Unbelievable. This huge heavyweight with a drop kick. What? And just Cody tossed.
Yeah. Pretty good shit, man. He was kind of a big monster kind of guy.
This huge heavyweight with a drop kick. What? And just.
I mean, obviously, if you're watching, he's pretty safe actually maneuver if you think about it.
Drop kick.
Just watch, hand on the rope, boom, and then it's just about carrying your weight over. It's just like 5-6 feet, but looks brutal.
Just Cody tossed over the top rope.
Looks fucking brutal though.
Huge heavyweight with a drop kick. What? And just Cody tossed over the top.
Brutal, man. Yeah, too bad that he passed away. Why'd they shoot up a fucking bowling alley? We don't know. Supposedly the bowling alley is supposed to be closed. So, we hypothesized drug deal. Which seems like a bowling alley kind of thing to happen. All right, I'm seriously turning it off now. No more talk.